was afraid of this. Oops, making a mess here. Every day, all day. Hey guys, Victoria here. Welcome to my channel. Today we are back in the kitchen and I'm bringing you a cooking and baking video where we are going to make 3 different recipes, 2 meals and 1 cake. So tune in for that. So I'm gonna actually just jump right into the first recipe. Get your recipe books out to write notes down, but I actually will link all the recipes down in the description box for you to refer to. I use recipes mostly for inspiration, and then I don't necessarily 100% follow the recipes that I find on Pinterest, but I can link all the original recipes down in the description box. Let's start the cooking. Today I am making a pumpkin risotto. I have the rice here and all the other ingredients, spices, some butter, wine, pumpkin puree. This is way too much for the recipe, but it was frozen in my freezer, so I couldn't take it apart. So I'm just gonna probably bake something out of the leftovers. I'm gonna start with chopping up this onion and also heating up some water for the broth. Start heating 4 cups of broth, well, water, and then make the broth out of that. And I'm gonna start heating up this onion with some butter. I have the onions getting translucent in the butter here, while I have my broth mixed with the pumpkin puree here that I'm keeping warm. So I'm just waiting for this to cook a little, and then I will add the rice. I will add some thyme to it, to the rice, and the white wine, and go from there. Now I keep adding 1 ladle at a time, the mixture of the pumpkin puree and the broth, the vegetable broth, into the rice, waiting while the water evaporates, and then adding another ladle of mixture from here. Meantime, I'm going to cut some of this, which is gonna be a topping on the risotto. I was supposed to get goat cheese. Well, this is what they had in Lidl, so that's what I got. Didn't want to go to another store. added the last ladle of the broth mixture. So now I'm just gonna spice it a bit with black pepper. We'll check for salt. And then once I turn it off, I will also put some parsley. I already turned it off. The leftover heat will kind of finish making it. Have the last of the liquid evaporate. I will add some nutmeg. And parsley. And now we're gonna plate it. Adding the cheese. It's a lot of cheese that I cut up. Probably didn't need it this much, but it's already here, and I always have struggled finishing these packages of cheese up. And finally, we are going to add some cranberries for some sweetness. Here you go, my lunch for today. Today I'm going to bake. In the last year I baked way less than I used to do before, so I'm trying to get back to baking a little bit more, even though the energy prices are crazy and turning on the oven might not be the best idea. But I have this leftover pumpkin puree from the risotto, so I have to use it up. So we are making a pumpkin cake, and it's gonna be kind of Halloween / Christmas recipe, even though it's January. But we are going to use a lot of spices like cinnamon and nutmeg and cloves in this recipe. This is gonna be a vegan cake recipe. I'm gonna link the recipe down in the description box, and let's start making the cake. We are starting by making a flax egg with 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds and 3 tablespoons of warm water. So we're gonna let this sit until we mix together our dry ingredients. Our dry ingredients require 2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. I'm gonna use 1 cup of white flour, and I'm gonna use 1 cup of whole wheat flour. So this is the white flour, 1 cup. And I should actually swift it through a Swift to make it smooth. So let's see if I can do that and try on my new strainer for that purpose. And 1 cup of whole wheat. I'm changing up the recipe a little bit to make it a little bit healthier, I guess. Oh, this one doesn't swift that smoothly. teaspoon. So I don't want to lose that nutrition, so that one is going in. That didn't make any sense, did it? Well, it did. It made it smoother, the whole situation down there. So that's fine. Then I need 1 cup of sugar. No, sorry, half a cup of sugar and... No, I was right. So 1 cup of brown sugar and half a cup of white sugar is required in this recipe. Normally, I don't like to put white sugar and I don't have brown sugar, so I'm gonna use this coconut sugar for this recipe. I know it's like stuck together sometimes. I was afraid of this, yeah. Okay. So now I already have some sugar in there and all over the place as well. Great, fantastic. So it requires 1 cup of brown sugar, so I'm gonna substitute coconut sugar for the brown sugar. And basically that's all I have in this 1 cup. And then half a cup of white sugar, which I'm gonna substitute with erythrit. But I'm not gonna put half a cup, I think. Because we have already so much in there. So I'm just gonna put maybe a little bit more than a 1/4 cup. And then we will just taste for sweetness before putting it in the oven. What a mess I made. And then I need 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. This is the baking powder. I buy it in a zero waste store. And the same with baking soda, I buy it in a zero waste store without packaging. 1 teaspoon of that. And then half a teaspoon of salt. Well, we're just gonna eyeball this one. And then 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And 2. I need half a teaspoon of ground ginger, half a teaspoon of ground cloves. So these are the cloves here. Cloves in there. So I don't have powdered ginger, I have fresh ginger. So I'm gonna put a piece of that. Just gonna grate it. I know people say that you can use a spoon to peel a ginger. I never had patience for that. For me it doesn't work out. So I'm just gonna use a knife for that purpose. It was a bit of an exercise to get the ginger off of the grater, or whatever this is called, microblade. Now, there is one more spice that we are missing, which is the nutmeg. Should be fine. I like to use fresh. let's mix everything up. There are some pieces of sugar that are stuck together. And now we're gonna start adding the liquids to this. And if I remember from last time when I made it, I had to add some additional milk in the mixture because it was so dry. So let's see what happens today. We have our flax egg going in. 1.5 cups of pumpkin puree. I wonder how much this is. I expect that this is a bit more than 1.5 cups. No, it's a bit less than 1.5 cups, I guess, but it's fine. We're gonna go with it. It's a bit less than needed. Maybe that's why I need milk to be added at the end. I use fresh pumpkin puree that I pureed from a pumpkin and froze, but you can use also a tin can of pumpkin puree. That's what the recipe uses, I think, normally anyway. And then I need 1 tablespoon, where is my tablespoon, of apple cider vinegar. And 1/4 cup of canola oil. And some vanilla, 1 teaspoon. Well, it's almost empty. I'm gonna put all of it in. Still has a bit of oil in it. Here we go. Now let's see if this is wet enough this time for the batter. Seems quite dry. But it's getting there. It's getting there, I think. It's getting better. It might even be too wet at some point. Yeah, it might even be too wet. I'm pretty sure that last time the consistency that I had was much drier, even with the milk in it. So let's see how will this work out. Then, well, there is some sugar in our pan that we will use to bake this, so let's get the sugar out from there. It's pretty sweet, the batter. I just tried it, so it definitely doesn't need more sugar. Maybe actually could use less, especially if you are putting the frosting on it, which I might not do because the frosting is in itself has a lot of sugar. Let's make sure that the butter doesn't get stuck in the pan that we're using to bake this thing. So I'm gonna oil it. So the pan is ready for the batter to be dropped in. I'm gonna mix it a little bit more because there is some fresh flour in here. Alrighty, time to put this in the oven for half an hour. Ready to bake. Now it is time to clean up this mess while this one is baking away. Let's get our cake out from the oven. It looks really good. Whoa, don't drop it, it's heavy. Can't wait to eat. Guys, this cake is so fluffy and so soft. It's so nice. The consistency, love it. Pro tip, if you make this cake, try to get some fresh raspberries. I got my raspberries on an unbeatable price of €1.50 for 250 grams. And they look beautiful, and together with this pumpkin cake they taste like a dream. Really, it's amazing. These two together, best thing ever. It's time to make lunch again, and today I am preparing some gnocchi. I got this gnocchi with tomatoes from Lidl a couple of weeks ago. It was on sale. This recipe is once again a vegan recipe. It requires salt, pepper, basil. Fresh basil would be better, but I don't have fresh basil at the moment. Nutritional yeast, tomatoes, garlic powder is required by the original recipe, but I'm gonna make it with fresh garlic. This is chili powder and the red pepper. So I'm gonna do it a little bit differently than how the recipe requires, because the recipe wants you to boil the gnocchi and put everything else for the sauce together into a blender, blend it up, and then put it on the gnocchi. But I am going to fry a little bit of garlic with the pepper first in a pan, and then mix all that up together. Actually, I also need milk, soy milk or oat milk, so I'm gonna also get it out of the fridge. But yeah, so the water is already, well, it's not, I have to turn it on. So the water is preparing for the gnocchi, and I'm gonna start making the sauce. It's time to put in the gnocchi as it is boiling. This is always quite difficult to put the gnocchi in without getting burned from the splash of water when I try to put the gnocchi in. Easy. So now we're just gonna get this to boil once again. I'm gonna add the garlic in the paprika, or to the paprika. Smells good. And then I start putting the sauce ingredients in here. We have the tomatoes. Make sure that the garlic is not burning. Then we need 1/3 cup of soy milk or oat milk. I'm using oat milk. Then we need a little bit of chili flakes, salt and pepper. And 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. Although the recipe doesn't say, but I might be roasting up some pine nuts as a topping. Since I still have some time until the gnocchi is ready, I put some pine nuts in this pan. And I'm gonna mix this up. I'm gonna add the basil at the end so that it doesn't get bitter. Quite a lot of sauce. I wonder if it might be too much for the amount of gnocchi that I have, but it's fine because then I can freeze it. My nuts are roasting and the gnocchis are ready. pine nuts are more or less toasted. We are ready to assemble gnocchi. Let's see how much of this sauce do I actually need. Yeah, this is already enough of the sauce, to be honest. So I can freeze the rest of it. I'll put some basil, some oregano, oops, making a mess here. Every day, all day. And salt. Here we go, creamy tomato gnocchi. Here is the final product. I put on some of the leftover cheese from the risotto. And bon appetit! Thank you guys for tagging along today. I hope you like this video. I hope you like the recipes and you will try them. Maybe it has inspired you to try some vegan or vegetarian recipes since it is Veganuary right now. I will try to bring you some more cooking videos. If you liked it, hit the like button and subscribe so that I know that you like this kind of content and I can make more. I'm looking forward to see you at my next video. Until then, bye bye!